Hi, we're here today with Jeff Becker with the Spinal Aid Centers of America here in O'Fallon, Missouri. Jeff, thanks for your time today and meeting with us.
You bet, no problem.
We just had a couple of questions related to your practice and what you do, if you wouldn't mind answering a couple of questions for us.
You bet.
You know, just in general, if you could just tell us how it all comes together, how it's wired from head to toe. Can you tell us about how the body interacts?
Well, your brain is kind of like the box of the house. You know, you got your initial wiring that comes through, and you got your sockets that go through. All the spine, as it goes through, you've got all this wiring that comes through, and all these have different parts of the body that they take and go to and innervate. Everything from your lungs, your heart, which is kind of important. All this goes down, so you can have interference in these levels that can cause problems. Wiring, just like short-circuiting of a house. And as these wires go through, you get feeding to the hands. The lower spine through here goes down through the legs and allows you to be able to walk and move. So these are all very important and crucial. Right through the mid-back, you're talking about the function of lungs, internal organs, things of those nature, stomach, things like that allow you to be able to digest properly. And that's kind of how, as it works through here, you go from the arms down to the internal abdomen and then down into the legs as well.
You know, as I was walking around your office in preparation for this, I noticed this on the wall, and I was really surprised that I always knew the spinal cord was, the vertebrae was very, very intricate part of the body, but I didn't realize how meticulous it is. Can you break that down for us a little bit?
Yeah, a good example. You know, people even, even layperson, you're not going to know that. For example, your liver and heart are right through the middle portion of your back, so you can have a problem that's related to the middle portion of the back that have a direct effect on that. You can see your arms are up in this area here. If you look up here, your trachea. You know, this is like when you get up this level, we're talking about arms or extremities, hands, left hand. Also the thyroid, the function of the thyroid and its ability. So this can have a direct effect on this. As you go through here, I mean, as you see this chart, all these areas are all affected. It would take days to go over the different areas that can be affected. But these are some of the things that, and the reason that when somebody comes in as a chiropractic patient, that we find out what their other symptoms are, because we can correlate that with an area that might be having a problem with, so that we can directly address that problem while treating that. And again, because that's how it's wired, it's going to have a direct effect on that. So.
Okay. Dr. Jeff, could you give us and walk us through what you would look for in an initial evaluation of someone's spinal cord?
Yeah, usually we go with the area that's symptomatic. So, for example, let's say Jonathan has a lower back problem, hypothetically, of course. And so we would examine through the lower part of the back, and we would want to feel both muscle tissue. We would feel both the spinous process that we're going through, and we would do an exam, kind of push on them. We would check for range of motion, restriction, obviously pain. We would do other examinations for neurological testing, see anything that is numb or radiates from that area. So we want to examine all these components. Again, with the lower back, symptoms generally are going to go down into the legs. So we want to definitely examine, make sure he doesn't have pain that radiates down to the legs or goes beyond just the lower back. So that's something that we go through, because the further away from the source of the pain, the worse the condition is. So if you have pain here and you got it going down to the legs, then that's a more serious condition that needs to be looked at.
You know, I thank you for the time you've given us today. And before we go, I do have one more question I'd like to ask. And I have a friend at church that needs to come see you because his wife keeps on telling him that he's spineless. So maybe you can help him out with that someday.
Yeah, give him an extra backbone.
And that's how it works, because it's wired that way. Thanks for your time.
You bet.
Appreciate you.